Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of our WWE 2K16 Universe Mode, and this is going to be our next episode of Nitro. So, as you can see, it's our last episode of Nitro before our Payback pay-per-view this Sunday. We already know what our matches are going to be, and you can see them at the bottom there. It's going to be Kevin Owens defending his Nitro Championship against Brock Lesnar. We've got Joe versus Punk. The winner of that feud will become the #1 contender for the Nitro Championship. Then, of course, the Television Championship will be defended by Hideo Itami against Tyson Kidd. So without further ado, let's have a look at the last piece of build-up to this pay-per-view we have here this evening. Going to start things off with Goldberg, someone we've not seen much of so far in this Universe Mode, taking on Neville, the former television champion. Then we've got Kane taking on Heath Slater, which in theory should be quite one-sided, but you never know in this game. Talking of one-sided, the Nitro champion Kevin Owens takes on Mikey Whipwreck, and that's a rivalry match, so we might just see a little glimpse of Brock Lesnar in that one, maybe. We're going to see a prelude, really, of what we're going to see at the Payback pay-per-view is Tyson Kidd takes on Hideo Itami. We've got Triple H taking on Kenny Omega, who made his debut last week. And there is Brock Lesnar taking on one of the other members of the Social Outcasts, Curtis Axel. And then our main event, again, a prelude to what we're going to see at Payback. It's Joe versus Punk. So, it's a little bit of a tight day for me today, so we're only going to watch the 3 matches, and I think we'll just do the 3 rivalry matches just so we can really build up for our pay-per-view. As you can see there, Neville picks up a massive victory over Goldberg. Goldberg needs something here to spice this career into life for him. So far, it's just not working out for him. Kane picks up the win over Heath Slater, no surprises there. Triple H picks up the win over Kenny Omega. Triple H needs to really build himself into this Universe Mode a bit more. Of course, he's the general manager of Nitro. He's had a little bit of an iffy start, but he's starting to pick up a few wins now. And then, whoa. Controller down. What just happened there? Curtis Axel has defeated Brock Lesnar. Lesnar, the #1 contender to the Nitro Championship going forward into our Payback pay-per-view this Sunday, has just lost to Curtis Axel. What? Okay, well. Okay, yeah. Okay. Right, well, after our Payback pay-per-view, I think Axel should be getting himself I think that just makes Axel the #1 contender for the Television Championship straight away. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. Whoever wins between Hideo Itami and Tyson Kidd, they're going to take on Curtis Axel, because that is just something I cannot ignore. Curtis Axel picking up a win over Brock Lesnar. What the hell happened there? Well, let's see if we see any more Brock Lesnar in this one, as Kevin Owens takes on Mikey Whipwreck. And as I just said, there is confirmation our first match this evening is Kevin Owens taking on Mikey Whipwreck. With Brock Lesnar already losing here this evening, it gives Owens a great chance to continue to build his momentum and just really throw things in his own way for Payback. And here we go. Chicago, Illinois. It's pretty good for CM Punk here then. Of course, Joe versus Punk is going to be our main event here this evening. And you know what? After that result we just saw a few minutes ago with Curtis Axel defeating Brock Lesnar, I can't help but think that Kevin Owens here is going to win at Payback. I can't see any other result now. It just seems crazy for me to even consider any other results. I'm just absolutely stunned. You probably hear my voice, I'm quite stunned. And I do apologise, my voice sounds a little bit funny. I've got a bit of a sore lip on the go at the moment. It's really making it difficult for me to talk properly, but I will continue to get through this video, hopefully. Hopefully no issues. And it's going to be interesting here. We know that Mikey Whipwreck's picked up a couple of decent victories already in this Universe Mode, and there's potential for him to pick up another big one here as well, but I think Kevin Owens might do well here. I'm hoping he'll do well anyway. Because I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. I always have been since I saw him live a few times in the UK. He's always been such a top wrestler, and he's just got everything, and I can't understand why he's not been thrust straight into the main event as of yet. I think he is in the Money in the Bank ladder match coming up this month, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens, especially when we have the roster split as well. That's going to really open things up for people as well. I think that's going to give a lot of opportunities for people to really have an opportunity to go for one of those main championships, because there's going to be 2 championships now, I would imagine. I'm sure there'll be a Raw and a SmackDown Championship separate, and that's good. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see the same. I don't want to see the same people over and over again. It's getting boring at the moment because at the moment we're just seeing Roman Reigns at the top of Roman Reigns at the top of Raw, Roman Reigns at the top of SmackDown. It gets a little bit boring and repetitive. I want to see some different stuff going on. I want to see some different people involved, and at the moment we know it's going to be Reigns. It's going to be Reigns and Rollins now locked in probably until SummerSlam at least. So that's probably 2 or 3 pay-per-views at least. We're going to see them two face off against each other. And yeah, I'm hoping with having the separate roster. I don't know where Reigns will go, whether he'll stay on Raw, whether he'll go to SmackDown. I got a feeling that Reigns might go over to SmackDown and Cena might stay on Raw. Which means that Raw will be able to go off and have a championship sort of playoff maybe, or they might have a big championship match. It might even be announced this evening. There might be a match at Money in the Bank that will crown a second champion. It's a possibility. Or they may decide to stick with the one champion across 2 brands, but I really don't like that idea because it really limits the storylines you can build up as well, because it means that your champion's only going to be on one show then as well. I'd love to have 2 separate champions. Try and make it 2 separate shows, really. And Brock Lesnar in the ring, obviously frustrated with losing earlier to Curtis Axel, now comes in and lays out both Kevin Owens and Mikey Whipwreck. And we saw the same thing happen last week. And Owens last week completely ignored Lesnar. And again, Lesnar just stood in the ring. Why the referee has not disqualified or stopped this match, I've got no idea. Lesnar still just stood there, referee not paying any attention to him, and Lesnar's just staring down Mikey Whipwreck now, hoping that Whipwreck can pick up the victory here and just really throw off any sort of momentum that Kevin Owens can build up here. Whipwreck now bringing Owens back up to see Owens with the elbow to the gut of Whipwreck. Now into the snapmare. Now I'm thinking next month we're going to make things a little bit more interesting. I think we're going to have some sort of special extra draft episode. I think we're going to, because we're going to be 3 months in at the end of next month, I'm thinking after the main pay-per-view on week number 4, we might do a little bit of a mix-up where we'll probably draw 5 people from... I'm thinking each brand maybe stealing 3 steals from every other brand. So, for example, Nitro will steal 3 from Raw, 3 from Thunder, 3 from SmackDown. Then Raw would steal 3 from Nitro, 3 from Thunder, 3 from SmackDown. And then it just sort of gives us a chance to mix the rosters up a little bit. Oh my word. It's happened. The referee's completely buggered this one up, you know. Completely buggered this one up. I'm sure you all saw that as well as I did. Kevin Owens had a hold of the bottom rope there. Referee should not have counted. Brock Lesnar, what's the referee up to in this one? He should have disqualified. He should have stopped the match straight away anyway. You see Owens there went for the kiss of door, whatever it's called, over the top rope. You see he has a hold of the bottom rope. And so far, Mikey Whipwreck has picked up a win over the Nitro champion, and Curtis Axel's picked up a win over Brock Lesnar. So, what on earth is going on? Both these guys, what are you doing to me? So now both these guys, they both deserve something, don't they, really? They really do. What can we do to Curtis Axel and Mikey Whipwreck? Do we give them both a championship match? Do we make them face off in a number 1 contendership match? But you just can't ignore massive wins like that for both Curtis Axel over Brock Lesnar and Mikey Whipwreck over the Nitro champion, Kevin Owens. And here is the rivalry result. Dominant. Brock Lesnar heads towards the championship match after a dominant display. No, he did not. He got beaten by Curtis Axel, putting the champion Kevin Owens' title reign in jeopardy. It's going to be an interesting match now because both these guys are going into the main event with a little bit of difficulty. And you see there with Owens, he's only got a momentum boost now. He's lost all his hot streaks because of that loss. So that's really going to affect him. Mikey Whipwreck, on the other hand, has gained a hot streak from that, and he's on a momentum boost as well. So Whipwreck's just getting stronger now. Whipwreck has developed an enemy in Brock Lesnar, but I can't see any desire in Whipwreck's mind to try and go after Lesnar, because that would just be absolutely insane. And here is match number 2 this evening. It's going to be our current television champion, Tyson Kidd. No, it's not. It's going to be our current television champion, Hideo Itami, taking on our current number 1 contender, Tyson Kidd. And straight away, Tyson Kidd goes to take out Itami and accidentally takes out the referee. The bell has gone, so this match is underway. What sort of effect is this going to have on the outcome of this match? So we could end up with a very, very short episode here this evening, couldn't we, really? Hideo now getting behind Tyson Kidd and starting things off with a little bit of chain wrestling. And it's good to see that I think there's currently been a few teasers for Hideo Itami to come back to NXT, which is very, very good. He's been out now for over a year, isn't he? Really, it'd be great to see him come back in. And I just wonder what's going to happen with, of course, the brand split and the draft that's upcoming as well. Are we going to see a lot of the NXT guys go straight into the draft? It's a tricky one to really understand. I don't know whether they're going to still try and bring them up slowly or whether they don't think they've got enough names on the main roster. I know they've changed the recent NXT TakeOver name from NXT TakeOver Revenge to NXT TakeOver The End, which a few people have sort of rumoured and guessed at that could be the end of an era, as in the likes of Balor, Joe, Hideo, Aries, Nakamura, all moving up to the main roster, which could be a possibility that could happen. They've got a lot of people currently that can move up. I think there's quite a few people in NXT that haven't really had an opportunity yet on the main roster. And there's quite a lot of people on NXT that haven't had a chance on NXT as yet either. So I think it gives them a great chance to finally do that. And I think people like Finn Balor might be involved in the draft. And it'll be amazing just watching the draft. I'm not sure when they're going to do the draft. I've got a strong feeling they might do the draft as a special network special. That's what I'm thinking of. And it'll be just crazy. And I think it'll really hype people up as well. You imagine if, for example, I don't know if this is going to happen this way, but say Shane McMahon's in charge of Raw. If Shane was to draw Finn Balor to Raw, then all of a sudden, you know for a fact there'll be a lot of people tuning into Raw that next week just to see Finn Balor. That's what we want to see. A lot of stuff like that, and I'm really interested in that. And I'm so happy the two separate rosters are coming back as well, because the most annoying thing for me is that I got really bored with wrestling in about 2004, so I stopped watching it. Mainly when JBL became the champion of SmackDown, I think. So something along them sort of lines. It was around about then, and I started watching it again in about 2011, which is just as they were finishing off the brand split. And I really liked the brand split, but I didn't watch barely any of it. So now we're going to get a chance to see the brand split once again, and I think they're easily going to have enough talent to do it and to really make a run of it this time. Because although last time they had a lot of the old WCW guys in there as well, I think now, with the amount of youth guys they've picked up and just the aggressive style they've gone out and hiring on the indie scene as well, I think we're definitely going to see some really, really good stuff. Tyson Kidd now with a front chancery and then a big knee to the face of Hideo Itami. Hideo's spinning kick just wiping out Tyson Kidd, tripping him. Both guys slowly... Well, Tyson tried to get back up to his feet and Hideo caught him and then boots to the face as well. Straight into the pin he goes. 1, 2... Oh, almost a 3 count. Now, one thing we can say about Kevin Owens in that last match, of course, he did have a hold of the bottom rope, so in fairness, he should not have lost that match. He probably could have kicked out, but he might have assumed that if he had a hold of the bottom rope, the referee would have broken the count anyway without him having to use the energy to do so. There's the pin by Hideo. It's only enough for a 2 count. Both guys back up to their feet. And Hideo taking Tyson up on his shoulders. We've seen this. No, I thought he was going to go for it. Yes, he does. It was a GTS, and this could be enough for Hideo. Be a great victory for him to take him to Payback. And he does. Big win here for Hideo Itami, the current television champion. Must be a little bit worried now because he knows Mikey Whipwreck and Curtis Axel are both due some sort of reward for their big victories here this evening. Maybe we could do like a triple threat or a fatal four-way, depending... Say if Tyson Kidd was to win the title at Payback, I'm not adverse to doing a fatal four-way match a week or so afterwards, involving Curtis Axel and Mikey Whipwreck as well. I think it's only fair. I must admit, when Axel beat Lesnar, I was quite happy with the idea of doing Axel versus the winner of this match at Payback for the championship, because I actually quite like Curtis Axel. I know he's not the best wrestler on the roster, but I think he's got more to him than than what WWE are giving him at the moment. I think he's a half decent wrestler, and I think he's pretty good on the mic as well. So I'd like to see him get an opportunity, and that's the main thing about this whole universe mode that we're doing, is to try and give other people an opportunity, see what they're all like, and just by spreading the rosters out the way we have as well, it gives a lot more opportunities. Obviously, the Nitro roster is very, very strong. So guys like Curtis Axel and Mikey Whipwreck have not had many chances so far. They've mainly been there to try and put over other stars, but they've both picked up some pretty decent victories in their times here, especially this evening. So, yeah, both these guys must be looking over their shoulders thinking, I can have the championship at Payback, and then we're going to have to look very, very soon to defending it once again. So, as I said, it looks like it is going to be a very short episode because we've only got one match left so far, and we're only at about 16 minutes. So, we've got Joe versus Punk, which could end up being a long match. It could still go to a half-an-hour episode. No reason why not. And it's going to be a good one either way, isn't it? We know that Joe versus Punk is going to be a cracking match. We know that Joe versus Punk is going to be at our Payback pay-per-view as well this Sunday, and that is going to be for the #1 contendership for the Nitro Championship as well. And here is the rivalry result. Explosive rivalry. Animosity between Tyson Kidd and Hideo Itami has grown out of control as they continue to attack each other. Tyson Kidd has now gained himself a cold streak. That is not what he wanted to see. That is really not what he wanted to see, because that could really affect him going into our championship match at Payback, especially when you've got Hideo Itami with a 3 times hot streak and a momentum boost as well. For me, Itami is looking like he's going to be the dominant force at Payback. And here is our main event of the evening. Joe versus Punk. Always a classic. Let's hope for another one. And here we go, Chicago, Illinois. Of course, a very, very good place for CM Punk. He's home. And can he pick up a victory here? Again, it's going to be an interesting one because basically, whoever wins this is really going to be... it's really going to have a hot seat going in to the Payback pay-per-view. Of course, we know the winner of this feud is going to be given a title feud against either Brock Lesnar or Kevin Owens. At this point, I'm going to say it's going to be Kevin Owens because I just can't see it being any other way at the moment. Kevin Owens really looking strong with some big, big wins. And I just don't think that... I don't know, Owens has already beaten Lesnar once in this universe mode as well, one-on-one, a few weeks back. It was actually last month before the feud started. So there's a good chance that... that Owens will still walk out the championship. We know what this game is like. This game is crazy. This game has given us Curtis Axel defeating Brock Lesnar, and it's given us Mikey Whipwreck defeating Kevin Owens this evening already. So I can guess who I think it's going to be, but at the same time, obviously, I've got no idea. That's the basis of it. It really is absolutely crazy. But I think no matter who wins this, if you look at the 4 potential feuds we could have, we've got CM Punk versus Kevin Owens, CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, you've got Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens, or you've got Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. All of those potential feuds are going to be fantastic. So no matter what happens at Payback, we are guaranteed an absolutely outstanding title feud going into our next pay-per-view, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. But who is going to pick up the victory here this evening? Both these guys very evenly matched. They're both beating each other in recent weeks. And it's going to be interesting to see which one is going to get the last laugh before they head into the Payback pay-per-view. Which is a really difficult word for me to say with my sore... I don't know if you can tell or not, my voice is a little bit more shifty because my... I'm really struggling to talk because my lips are really sore. So I will continue to fight through this because I've still got to record Raw after this because I'm a little bit behind once again. I know that keeps happening to me every single week at the moment. I always seem to be behind with the recordings, but hopefully this week, obviously it's Bank Holiday Monday today. I've got all weekend off work next weekend as well, so hopefully next weekend I can really get myself back on track with these recordings. As Joe pushing Punk against that rope to start off, and there's a clean break between these two, which is something we weren't overly expecting. Joe, great power slam on CM Punk out of nowhere. Now bringing Punk back up to his feet. Punk, though, gets back into it, that boot to the gut, and now Joe just using his strength once again just to push him into the corner. And again, the referee splits them up, and Punk there. No clean break by Punk. There's a quick right hand. And again, these guys lock up, and now Joe getting behind Punk. And these two showing some great wrestling ability here. Lock it in the reverse chin lock. Both guys back up, and again, lock it in. It's quite an even match, this one. And both these guys really showing some great wrestling ability. It's not all about the strength of Joe at the moment. It's been very much mat-based wrestling. I would call it mat-based wrestling. I suppose a lot of old-fashioned wrestling holds. And that's probably not in Joe's Roadhouse. It's more of a CM Punk thing, maybe. That's more Joe's style, though, with that backdrop. And now locking in the reverse Dragon Sleeper. Again, that's more Joe's style as well. Both guys back up. Punk gets caught with the clubbing blow into the back, and then manages to reverse things around again. Now locking in that armbar. Just wrenching back, and it's a painful, painful maneuver there. Samoa Joe's not going to be in the best place. Joe now taking Punk over the top of his shoulders, dropping him on his back, and now straight up into the snap suplex. Joe now slamming Punk's arm into the mat. Back up to his feet once again. And Joe another snap suplex. Punk struggling to get back into this one at the moment. But now he does trip in Samoa Joe. Back up to his feet, but Joe reverses. There's the shoulder block taking Punk down. And another reverse Dragon Sleeper hold as well. Very painful move, that one. Big clubbing blow across the back of the head, and now again Joe just wrenching back at the arm of CM Punk. Punk rolling Joe through. Joe now sending Punk into the corner. Follows it up with that running elbow, then a kick to the back of the head. We've seen that before. That has legitimately knocked people out in the past, including Kurt Angle. Kurt's actually been admitted in TNA once to actually being knocked out by that kick to the back of the head. It's not a position you want to be in. Joe now bringing Punk into the middle of the ring. Takes him up and a big slam down. Joe slides out the ring. Or Joe looking to take this match to the next level, maybe sending some sort of message here to CM Punk. As Joe just dismantling the announce table. Punk joins him out. They're not quite sure that's the best idea by Punk, but he catches Joe with that running drop kick. Now CM Punk using them strikes and a DDT on the outside as well. Punk now rolling Joe over, now locking in a cross armbar. Really wrenching back of that arm, and both these guys really work on the arms of the other one. So wise move, considering both these guys like to utilise submission holds, working on the arms is going to really reduce the strength of what they can lock that submission in at. Joe now sending Punk straight into the corner. Takes him up on the top, and we could see it here. He does, he locked it in. Samoa Joe, muscle buster on CM Punk, and that could be game, set, match here for Punk. Come on 2K, write the finishing manoeuvre where he doesn't got to drag him away from the ropes. Take him a couple of steps further away, and he doesn't need to drag him away. And there we go, CM Punk allowed the chance to get back into this one. That's poor work there by 2K. You've got to, if you're going to write somebody's finishing manoeuvre like that, it would be so much better if you could just do it so he hasn't got to walk away and drag the opponent away from the ropes. It makes no sense. I don't understand why you would do that. Joe now taking Punk up into a suplex. Now just dragging Punk away from the ropes. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Joe now just locking in the head scissors around the head of CM Punk, now dropping elbows into the head of him as well. Kick into the gut of CM Punk, and now Joe's really taking control of this match. It's not a situation that Punk wants to be in here. Joe gets around the back, German suplex, and holds the grip. It looks like he might be going for it. No. He goes in for a dragon suplex and still holds the grip. And a straight jacket as well. And he's going to bridge in for the pin on this one. That could be enough. 1, 2. Oh, and again, CM Punk has just enough in the locker to kick out. God knows how he did that. That's crazy. Joe now rolling CM Punk over. Just a clubbing blow across the back of the head now, bringing Punk back up to his feet. Punk catches Joe and takes him over in the arm drag. Now locking in the Anaconda Vice. But the damage has been done to the arms of CM Punk, and he could not hold that submission hold for as long as he would have wanted to. Big boot to the face there by CM Punk on Samoa Joe. Again, bringing him back up to his feet. Punk has Joe up. Pile driver. Oh, that's a vicious move. Vicious, vicious move. A move which is really frowned upon in WWE because of the dangerous implications it could bring. Punk now bringing Joe back up to his feet. There's the snapmare. Now locking in that reverse chin lock. Just taking an opportunity to slow the pace of the match down while still sucking the energy away from Samoa Joe. Joe is slowly back up to his feet. A couple of elbows to the gut of CM Punk. Now into the corner. Joe now taking CM Punk up. Oh, this is the end of CM Punk in this match, surely. A second muscle buster. There it is. See, he could go for the pin right there. But again, he decides to pull him away, and that's just a little bit of poor writing, but it shouldn't be... It shouldn't really matter in this situation, because surely Samoa Joe is going to pin CM Punk for the free count, and he does. So there we go. Samoa Joe has the last laugh going into our Payback pay-per-view. Could this be the same result as what we're going to see at Payback? If it is, of course, then Samoa Joe would be the #1 contender. Joe here offering a handshake to CM Punk. I get a chance. Well, that's interesting. I've never had the opportunity here to decide what to do. This is interesting. I like this, though. I like giving the opportunity, and I don't... You know, should we... I don't know what to do here. I think we should turn CM Punk heel or keep CM Punk face, or in the middle. Screw it, we're going to attack him. Punk just taking Samoa Joe down. I like that. Why does the game not give me more choices like that? Because I do like that. CM Punk unhappy with the loss to Samoa Joe, and that's the final build-up they needed for the Payback pay-per-view. I wish I get more chances like that to pick what we're going to do as well, because that's really... That's a good thing. That's a little bit like the storyline editor we wanted to see a lot more of. I think adding the storyline editor into Universe Mode in 2K17 would be a fantastic addition if that's what they've got planned, and I would really like to see that, mainly for doing stuff like that. So that's the end of this episode of Nitro. I hope you have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have, then be sure to keep an eye out for a Raw tomorrow as well. And then, of course, Raw and Nitro will be sharing the Payback pay-per-view this Sunday. It's going to be a good one, that one. We know that CM Punk is going to take on Joe, and I'm sure Joe will be looking for some retribution after that cheap attack by CM Punk. The winner of that one will become the #1 contender for the Nitro Championship. We're also going to see the Nitro Championship being defended by Kevin Owens as he takes on Brock Lesnar. And then, of course, we will see the Television Championship defended as Hideo Itami takes on Tyson Kidd. There's also going to be a few matches from Raw as well, but of course we'll have a look at those tomorrow. Right. Yeah, that's the end. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit the like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here and you have enjoyed what you've seen, then please hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more of the 2K16 universe. Maybe we have at least 4 or 5 episodes uploaded a week, so it's definitely worth a watch. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon for our next episode of Tuesday Night Raw.